Give me the countdown.
I'm sure.
That was a tease.
I know.
You're live. Good.
We are good to go. Damn it.
That's right.
Technical difficulties, but we are on. What is up, guys? It's your boy Mario with the Alpha Dynasty. Welcome. As you know, this is a podcast focused on helping you become the best version of yourself through various topics such as entertainment, entrepreneurship, leadership, lifestyle, and the military, which is today's topic. In honor of the veterans and Veterans Day coming up tomorrow, we wanted to make this episode. It is a very, very, very special one for me.
That's right.
But once again, let me start by introducing myself and introducing the guest here today. My name is Mario, along with the beautiful,
Muy buenas noches, mi gente. Yo soy Isis.
the one and only
The most humblest, Eddie Dorado.
Eddie the Don Dorado. And we have two very special guests today. These guests are actually dear to my heart. One definitely deeply, and the other one is definitely somebody who has meaning in my life. And so I'm very excited to have them here today.
Awesome.
I'll let them introduce themselves, because if not, I'll go on and on and on and
Yes.
on and on. We'll start with this gentleman over here, this handsome one.
Thank you. To Anthony, his son, of course.
Yes, the one and
All
only.
All right.
And then
Finally get to meet you, Anthony.
Yes,
That's
I
awesome.
know.
Nice to be here.
Pleasure, my brother.
Yes, and then we got,
My name's Stefan.
Stefan.
yes, both. Yes, sir.
Pew, pew.
And both Army veterans. They've
sir.
actually been to the trenches. They've seen it. They've experienced it. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that experience itself. But first and foremost, we just wanted
First
to
and foremost.
sit here and thank you guys for
Thank you, sir,
yes,
for your service.
For-
Both of you gentlemen,
Appreciate
thank you
that.
for your
Thank you.
service.
Yes, I know you guys might not hear it enough, but seriously, we are, as a nation, I think we're very
Right.
thankful
Yes.
to have individuals like yourselves, you know what I mean, serving our country and providing us the
Right.
freedom we get to enjoy today with all the crap we get to speak. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
because we know
that's-
you guys did things that a lot of men should be doing, but are not. You guys stepped up and
Yeah.
said, I'm here to serve our
Yes.
country.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Yes,
I
and
really
many of us
appreciate
didn't.
you, gentlemen.
Many of us wish we had,
Right.
and unfortunately we didn't. We're knuckleheads.
Well,
You guys were the smart ones. We were the knuckleheads.
I got disqualified.
It's different for everybody. Everybody
No,
has,
it is, it is.
their own path.
It is. So let's start with this, guys. All right. Being that it's Veterans Day, and you guys are veterans. First of all, how is life after the military?
Well, I've been out for, I think you and I have been out for about the same amount of time, right?
Yeah, we went in the same time.
We
So
went in at the same time. So we
2018.
Yeah, I got out 2018.
Yeah, me too.
And, I feel like I'm still growing up even after the military. I've been kind of navigating my 20s. I think I'm just starting to find my footing.
Nice.
You guys didn't meet in the military?
We did.
That's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my best friend. Or,
Oh, okay. So were you guys in the same?
not in the same unit, but
Okay.
we went through like all the same like we went through airborne school together. We went
Oh,
through
that's awesome.
something called AIT, which is where they train you for like whatever job position
Mm-hmm.
you sign up for. We were in that together, so we spent some time together. And we're both obviously from California, so
Right on.
we got together and
Cali kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
after.
Awesome.
Well, I've moved around a lot, so I identify with California. But I've moved around from NorCal to I've lived on the East Coast for a short period of time, but I've lived here for most of my life. So.
Okay. You're a California kid then, bro.
California guy.
California
Right on.
kid. Even if you lived for somewhere else for a year or two, you're still a California kid, brother.
Right.
But given that you guys were at the military, and this is something that for many of us who weren't there, who haven't done, I think this is where there's a lot of gray area for anybody who hasn't served, right? How is it? Because I know there's a lot of sacrifice. As parents, we get to sacrifice a lot because there is a level of sacrifice that parents make. But I mean, you guys, damn, you guys get to sacrifice not being home, and you guys were kids when you guys left. I mean,
So I'll let him go first because it's very different. I would say in like different like duty stations
Yeah,
you go
please.
to, and I feel like every situation will be different. So I mean, if you want to
Awesome.
chime in on your
I had wanted to be in the Army since I was about 13, 14 years old. It was a lifelong dream of mine. Growing up, it was all I thought about every day. And so I was very excited to go. So when I was there in basic training and I had left home for the first time, I didn't have the feelings of weariness or being homesick. Of course, I missed my mom, but I was very excited to be there. And I think like a lot of the reason that I left to do that was to try to grow up and become a better version of myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was very surreal. It was, you know, it's the first time, like you said, you're thrown into a new environment. It's a huge culture shock. I mean, as far as culture shocks go,
definitely.
it's about as big a culture shock as you can get. But I really enjoyed my time there. I mean, there's ups and downs in the military, but I'm very grateful for the time that I did have.
Where were you stationed, by the way?
So my duty station was Eglin Air Force Base with the 7th Special Forces Group
Yeah, lucky.
in Florida. Yeah, my duty station is what you consider one of the lucky ones. So I
Yeah?
was very privileged to
Oh,
have.
please tell us. What
Yeah.
do you mean lucky?
Well, number one, you're in Florida.
Yeah, so
there you go.
So
That's number one.
we're in Northeast Florida. We're kind of stationed near like pretty much like a touristy area in Florida, near Destin, Florida, which is a place that's known for its beautiful white sands.
And women.
You know,
Come on, you could say, and women.
well, you know, I mean, it's Florida. You know, everyone's walking around half naked. So,
Now I get it.
So that's what they call it, the lucky place.
I was single at the time, so you know,
That's right.
I
At that
was
time.
able to enjoy that part of it.
Yeah. So don't enjoy it too much right now, because I know
No.
she might be watching. No.
Just with respect, right?
He is a very good man, all right?
Yes.
That was when he was single.
Yeah.
The single
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
Back in the day.
When I was young. How about for yourself? I know.
I was in Fort Benning, so that was my duty station, and I think that's like one of the most unlucky ones
Where's Fort Benning at?
in Georgia.
Georgia. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah,
Made it,
yeah,
yes,
Georgia,
Ooh.
Georgia.
I
So,
heard
so
about it.
I think what made, I mean, my experience was amazing. I loved it. You know, not talking down on it. Every friend or family member, anybody that I talk to, I always tell the same thing, like, you should do it. You know, I feel like you said in the beginning, you know, I think it was off air, you said everybody should do it, or like every man should do it, or you said that too.
Right.
And I like strongly agree with that, because I don't know, it just gives you, what's the right word? Like a purpose. You feel like you have purpose.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, camaraderie. Yeah, definitely that. Yeah, like
Confianza.
you it's like on
Yes.
another level. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like it's just like these are my brothers. These are people I would do anything for. You know, like always, no matter what, no matter the circumstances. But I think the duty station I was in, we worked a lot with like airborne students, right? So we had like
Oh,
400 or
okay.
500 new people coming in every week, and you're packing like it's like a sweatshop. You know, you're packing every day, in and out.
How old were you when you went in?
I was 18. Yeah, I was 18.
18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you feel like you were like a child going in?
I wasn't gonna join. You know, initially that wasn't my plan in life. You know, I wanted to do the whole college route.
Got
and,
it.
You know, go
Going
to
as
school.
an officer?
Yeah, you know, no, not even the army. I wasn't thinking army.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
The army was just never in my head. You know, I had an uncle. You know, shout out Frank. You know, that would always tell me like,
Yes,
oh,
sir.
you gotta join the army. You know, you should do it. You should consider it. And I was like, you know what, it's not for me. You know, I don't want to do that. And I'll never forget it, because look, I was working at the Citadel Outlets in Commerce. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's the
No, no.
Okay, well, this is a big shopping place, right? I used to work at Reebok, and I was trying to go the college route. I had a problem with some paperwork. I didn't get in first semester. I tried to get in second semester, same thing. You know, couldn't get in. And I was trying to become a firefighter. That was like my initial like dream goal. I was like, oh, I want to do that so bad. But then things didn't work out, or school was just taking too long, and I felt like, dude, I'm already out of high school. What am I doing with my life? You know, I'm working at Reebok. Like, I'm not gonna do this forever. So one day I get to work, and then my manager's like, hey, there's these recruiters looking for you. I was like, what the heck? Like, from who? Like, recruiters? Like, where? He's like,
Who
yeah,
sent
from the
them?
army. Yeah, I was like, who sent them? You know, so I had their card. I called them, and I was like, hey, like, you know, I'm interested. You know, at that moment, it just felt like that was right. You know, like I'd be doing something, taking a step, not sitting around and working, you know, throughout my 20s at some part-time job, you know. No offense to the people that do, you know, but I wanted a greater purpose in life, and
Awesome.
that was my entrance in, you know. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I got in.
And those are, I mean, those are, it's crazy. And
Well, let me ask you this real quick before you say that. How did you feel about it? How did
Yes.
you feel about your son going into the military?
oh, jeez, I was the one
Right.
that had to drop him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on a parent standpoint, I think
Right.
it's a little more difficult. Well, not more difficult than than him going in, but it's like getting to drop him off. I'm not a big crier because I don't cry very much. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably one of the few times that I could tell you, not in front of him, but I went outside to the car and I'm like, God damn it, boy. You know what I
Forgot
mean?
my wallet.
Quisiera
Yeah.
saber el de la mamá, el miedo de la mamá.
But, you know, and I think
Moms,
that's the reason why his mom didn't want to go drop him off, which he probably would have. But it's very difficult to drop off your kid with the uncertainty of what's going to
Right.
happen. Because I mean, you see all the stuff, and then from previous military individuals that you've known along the way and seen and got to experience, you see that specific part, and you're like, damn, your kid's going to be there. And then, that's just the level of pain. And then you see around that room, like that room that we were in, and it's
Yeah.
nothing but kids.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
crap.
Yeah. That's why I asked him about how he felt.
It's
you know.
crazy because, I mean, I understand the level of brotherhood that you guys create, which I'm sure is amazing. You get what I'm saying? But it's because of that. You guys are freaking kids when you go in there. I mean, sometimes you have no choice but to become brothers in that, right?
I'm gonna chime in on that. This is how much of a kid I feel like I was, right? Initially, I was gonna go in to be a truck driver, right? I think it was like 88 Mike or something like that. That's the most title, and that was like gonna be my MOS. I was gonna be a truck driver, yada yada. There was this girl I was talking to at the time. That's like, hey, like you're going to the army, right? I was like, yeah. She's like, that's so cool. Like, what are you gonna do? I was like,
I'm gonna be a warrior.
I'll be a sniper.
No, she was asking like, what's gonna be your job? And I was like, how do I say this? Like truck driver? That sounds so lame. Like
Yeah.
So I called my recruiter. I was
Vehicle
like, hey,
maintenance.
I'm a machine operator
Yeah,
of
no.
high quality material.
No, so he's like, I told him like, hey, I don't want to do that. He's like, why? I was like, dude, I want to do something cool, like something that's badass. He's like, do you want to jump out of planes? I was like, dude, that sounds cool. I want to jump out of planes. He's like, all right, you're gonna be a rigger, And I was like, all right, cool, I'm cool with that. So that's how I got into my job. That's the level of like I feel like maturity I was at. Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I wanna
You wanted
do
to
this
be
'cause it's
validated.
cool,
Yeah,
not because hey, these
awesome.
skills are gonna
He wanted to do something really cool and nearly gave us a heart attack. Thank you, by the way.
No,
That was cool.
But everything worked out the way it's supposed to. Like, I loved it.
No,
like, it was
but-
like the best. I think to this day is like one of the best outside of my kids. Like, best thing that's happened to me. Like, the
Yeah.
experience is there's nothing like it. It's pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure you could agree.
I think I
Yeah.
can kind of relate to your entry to like the army, because there's like this running joke of recruiters in the army that they're like these deceptive salesmen.
They are.
And they sell you the army, and they tell you it's going to be like how it is on Call of Duty or Saving Private Ryan or whatever. And you get there, and then you're like mopping the floors, like 16 hours of the day.
Yep.
And like I thought no matter what you did in the army, there was always like a pathway to like some sort of combat oriented.
It's called discipline.
Es disciplina y es un aprendizaje, ¿no?
Yeah.
If you could measure discipline in
Yeah.
the amount of miles that you mop the floor, then
That's
the
a
army
learning-
would be
that's
really,
like a
really
learning
disciplined.
lesson.
Yeah.
It
Discipline.
definitely requires a lot of.
Miyagi,
It's that.
wax on, wax.
I don't know
getting
what I
ready.
learned from doing this motion, but
Like machine guns.
Para que limpien su casa.
No, but then goes the next step. Like that's the part that to me, and I think that's the reason why I'm so thankful for veterans out there, right? The fact that as a parent, I was every single day my son was out there with the uncertainty of what may happen was very difficult. But that's just on a parent standpoint. We're back here. We're in safety. We're nothing's happening to us. It's you guys that
Es
were out there.
gracias a
Yeah.
ellos. Gracias a
But then
ustedes.
knowing that you guys could get deployed at any moment, and we have zero say as to what happens, right? Obviously, at that point, you belong to Uncle Sam. That's just the way it is. But this is the sacrifice you guys make, and it's like these are kids making sacrifices for us,
For us.
to enjoy the freedom. They're going out there, putting their lives on the line, right? And a lot of times we really don't get to see how crazy that is, because it's like I'm a grown ass man, where I'm like, if I need to fight for my family, I'll do it. If I need to, there's a lot of stuff I will do for my family, But these are kids. You guys were kids when you guys were there. It's like, God damn. And then it's like, to know that you guys get deployed, and you guys get deployed everywhere around the world to fight combat, for our freedom at the end of the day. But damn, it was
Pero el
just...
sacrificio que hacen,
Yeah.
o sea, pierden su libertad, se dedican a aprender para poder
Yes.
protegernos a nosotros.
Yes.
Right.
And I think that's the part that we have to be very appreciative of, the fact
Right.
that the veterans do that. And I'm obviously extremely happy, at the idea that like, for example, my son came back, and many veterans come back. You're here doing
Qué
really well
alivio,
for
¿no?
yourself.
Cuando regresó tu
Yes,
hijo.
yeah, regresó like all grown and shit. But
Yeah.
that you guys come back, how many didn't?
Yeah.
And that's the part that to me is like, shit. We need to really make an impact for the veterans. We need to give them a name. We need to really put veterans on such a high pedestal.
Right.
Because without veterans, we're not that country we are. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then the veterans that come back too, right? Like I had a friend that he went through a lot in the service. He got out and things ended tragically for him. He
damn.
took his life. And I think that's another issue that we
Oh,
have
yeah.
to deal with.
That's a
Like the
huge
veterans
issue.
when they get out, the
Right.
issues they
Es
deal
como
with.
una moneda al aire, ¿no? No sabes qué pasa
Yeah,
con
and
ellos.
it's a level of PTSD that comes back with them, and it's you have no idea how fearful that part is, because when you guys get out, like you guys get out of the military, right? But then nobody really knows what comes with you at the end of the military, right? Like what you
Right.
got, because let's be honest, right? And this goes for both of you, and I'm sure this is true for both, right? He was protecting a lot of times the way that his mom and I felt. I'm sure you were protecting your family as well. You guys weren't telling us everything that was going on over there. There was you would tell us half the story of what actually happened, so we wouldn't be worried, right? And I think that's true for many soldiers. The things you guys have to eat as individuals, so we won't worry as parents or as a husband, as a wife, as a kid, as whatever. You guys there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of way you carry at such a young age, and this is ways that you guys have to carry throughout. Because I don't think it ends with the military. I think it continues. For many veterans, it continues way past.
Yeah.
But
like we were talking about earlier as well. It also creates like a family, like it's a whole different family. I have a coworker right now. His name's Ray, and he's
shout out my boy Ray.
Shout out Ray. He's like
Shout out Ray.
I don't know his exact age. I know he's retiring next year, but he must be like in his late 60s, early 70s. And he served as well. And every time I see him, I'm like, "What's up, man?" Salute here, and it's just. And I've only known this guy for like a year, and I feel like I've known him a lifetime. Like this is, a brother. I guess you got an older brother, and it's just it's a family outside. I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like you would have to experience it to kind of understand, but.
And for many of us, we are unfortunate. We are unfortunate like that to have that same feeling.
But the Army too. I mean, military in general. But I want to say Army because I was in the Army. It's given me a lot. Put me through school. Helped me get a lot of certificates. My kids, free tuition for my kids.
Nice.
It's there's a house. The day I decided to buy a house. There's a lot that comes with that too.
Yeah.
Beneficios.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits. That's why I tell them, like my brothers, my
Should
friends.
have more
like,
though.
Yeah, like
Definitely.
Or you could get paid. Like there's there's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff that it's done for me, and it's still continuing to do for me. Like that alone, like my kids. Free school for them. That's humongous. It's like parents think like, oh, dude, I'm gonna put how am I gonna put my kids to school? Especially in this economy. In today's world, it's everything's expensive.
Right.
And that's one less load off my back. And
Yeah.
I don't know. If I had to do it again, I would do it in every lifetime. I recommend it to everybody.
Right.
See, and that's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to go back to what you were talking about earlier with the sacrifices that families and the volunteers make in the military. I just want to go on record to say I think, first of all, there's varying degrees of, not to make trauma like a competition, but there's varying degrees, there's varying experiences that you get in the military. I think I would be remiss to kind of equate maybe my experiences with, like you said, there's some people that don't come back.
Yeah.
And especially some of the more war-hardened veterans that were there.
Especially where you were at, because you're in group and you get a lot of deployments.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
well, so I'm what they call a group baby, which is in the army is like, I don't know if you ever heard that term.
Group baby? No.
It's like a derogatory term for people that went to group for their first unit because it's such a privilege to go to group.
Yes. So let me
What
put it
does
in
that
terms
mean?
of,
Yeah.
so that means his first house was
Right.
in the hills in Beverly Hills over there.
Oh,
That's where
poor
his
guy.
my first house was over there in the ghetto, so I don't know. But his first house was Beverly Hills, you know. So the people
Shout
that
out
work,
Fort Benning.
yeah, the people that work to get up there, looking at him like, bro, why is this guy here?
I got
You
lucky.
know.
You know, I always felt weird about like where I placed in sort of that level of experience in the army because you know I was at group, but I did deploy to Afghanistan. So I'm kind of like somewhere in the middle. My deployment was very short compared to, I mean, when the war on terror first kicked off, there was like, I think what they called a stop-loss issue was big in the news, is people would come home after a year-long tour, and then they would get sent right back out, you know, and it's like they were lucky enough to make it through that first year.
Wow.
Now, you don't know what's going to happen to them.
The second
They're going
one.
from Iraq to Afghanistan, you don't know what's going to happen to them. So, yeah, I definitely didn't have that experience, but the Army is definitely a challenge all the way around.
Yeah, and it's I mean, it's a challenge, but it's also, I think, you know, to see you guys, it's a sacrifice. I watch, you know, I mean we're privileged, I guess, as parents to watch some of those videos that they send us of your training camps and you guys puking out those. I mean, these are just the initial parts, like the
He's
whole
talking
tier.
about basic training
Yeah.
with the gas chamber.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you see a video of him doing
Oh
that?
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
saw
You
it.
did?
Yeah.
So we got to see videos.
So where I was at, they had like a little Facebook for like the parents, friends, and stuff like that.
It's a lady that put
I
it down.
didn't even know that was
Yeah.
on there until like you get the mail and they're like, oh, we saw you on Facebook, throwing up, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the heck? You saw me throwing up? What the heck?
I wish I would have got
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
So we got to see that. Like I said, right? For us, it was a privilege being able to see things like that and seeing what you guys were going through. But I'm like, again, we go right back to the whole thing. We're safely sitting in our chairs, logged into a computer, watching you guys puke your asses off, right? To all this but this is the kind of stuff that we get to see. Is like, damn, we're here. We're like pretty much just comfortable watching this shit happen. These kids are actually out there doing this stuff, and this is just the beginning of something that's very simple.
Right.
The little sacrifices that you guys
The little
do.
practice
We haven't
before
even
the real
gotten
deal.
started to the ultimate sacrifices some make.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the part that's still, I guess, for many, because you guys are still kids. The fun part, it's funny. Oh, you puke more than me. I'm sure you guys as kids are doing that
No,
shit, right?
it's definitely fun.
But this is the stuff that you guys are, I mean, it's preparing you, right? But it's preparing you for something a lot bigger than that. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, many, like, again, I'm very fortunate enough to know that you guys are here, and I get to talk to you guys and shoot the shit with you guys here. But how many didn't make it back?
Yeah.
Right? One. And out of the ones that made it back, how many aren't here with us anymore? Because, it's unfortunate. Like you guys had experiences with some of the guys that were with you in your unit. I've got to, to meet some individuals that actually ended up doing that. I wasn't part of it, but I got to meet individuals that happened to, came back and ended up taking their own life. This is stuff, that we as a nation, guys, we need to start paying attention more to our veterans. Just because they come and a lot of times seem like they're okay, doesn't always mean they're okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay for them to come back and be a little messed up. They went through a lot of shit, sacrifices that they put their bodies, their soul, their mind, their heart. They sacrificed all of that for any of us. I mean, it's only fair that we take a little bit of time, right?
Yeah.
To talk to, like, I see veterans out on the street, and it's like, this just pisses me the fuck off. It really does.
I think there's also like a big pride factor for a lot of veterans. Is there's some stigma, for some reason in the military, stigma around getting help, or especially getting help from the VA or what have you. When I was in, I mean, it was frowned upon to go to the TMC, which is what we call the Troop Medical Center, but basically just a medical center.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like that for you? Like it was
No,
frowned upon?
for me it was
calling...
the opposite, right? My NCOs would be like, look, go for everything, because when you get out, you're going to want to get your disability, and what disability does is they pay you, right? And sometimes they'll pay you for the rest of your life. So I could have my wrist hurts a little bit, but like he says, you're young, like, oh, there's nothing. Hey, stop what you're doing, go get checked out. like, oh, it's not that bad. Sorry, I'll keep going. No, go get it checked out. Get it on paper. You know, it's gonna help you in the long run. You know, and
They're
shout out
taking
to
care
all
of you
those
guys.
NCOs, man.
Yeah.
Dang, because of them, I've
That's
been,
good.
you know,
Yeah.
I've got the help. The help now, and I guess it was a lot easier, like the process. 'Cause that's like a whole other rabbit hole. I won't
Right.
be able to get into today, but
Yeah.
that definitely did help me out. So I mean, it was definitely the opposite from your
Yeah, you know, I learned, I got so much out of my experience at my unit, and I really appreciate my leadership at 7th Group, teaching me with all that they did during that time. But yeah, there's definitely, I think a lot of people get out of the military, and then there's this pride thing, like I said, and then there's this whole mess of trying to navigate like a like a bureaucratic maze, trying to get access to your benefits through the VA and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like that's why, like you said, you see a lot of veterans, I think, sometimes out on the street as a result of that.
Yep.
And that's
And then like I'm pretty sure you've gone to the VA for like your benefits and got denied stuff. Like
You know?
yeah, that's like another issue, I guess, with the system as well. Is like you get denied. Like I have people that have been trying to do it for like 10 years, you know, then they still get denied for the same thing. Like me, I've tinnitus, right? I'm pretty sure like the ringing of your ears, and that's pretty bad. And I think I have it. What contributed to that was I worked a lot around planes and stuff like that, loading soldiers in and out, you know. And sometimes you're in a rush and hey, go do this, go do that. You don't have time to put
Put your
in
ear protection on.
ear protection. You're like you gotta go run and go do that real quick, and like the loud, you know, engines.
Right.
It messes with you, you know, definitely. And you're young. That's not something I ever thought about. Like,
Right.
oh, my ears are gonna start ringing when I'm older. But now it's like, babe, like, you know, babe 1,000 times before I'm like, oh, did you say something? Like, I've been calling you,
man.
like, you know, my daughter, dad, like, you know, sometimes it's hard to hear, you know, but that's like, I've got denied over and over. I've already gone like 4 or 5 times to try to get like I guess the help for that, but
Yeah.
I've been denied, like, for it. So that, like I said, like the whole system is just, like, there's a
it's-
big issue with that.
Yeah, and I think that's where we as individuals, and I go right back to saying that we as a nation need to really pay attention a little more to that, and start appreciating our veterans just a little more,
Yeah.
helping them a little more. Because like you said, there's a pride factor, right? But we as a nation aren't looking at your pride factor as a pride factor. We should be looking at it like you need help and we're going to help you, right? The same way you went out there and put your life on the line day in and day out, it's the same way that I should be able to say, you know what? Can I get you something? Is there anything I can do for you? You're here already. Now we need to make sure that we make that change for them, right? I don't care if there's a pride factor within the person or within the but we as Americans should not look at the pride factor and should be helping you guys. That's
Right.
just the way it looks. Because I mean, every time I see a veteran out there, I'm like, you know, I don't know what the veteran went through. Like it could have been that they were just, you know, I don't know, whatever. But it could have been that this veteran went and saw
No
something.
solamente ellos saben lo que
Yes,
vivieron.
it's those demons that they carry in their head.
Yeah, let me ask you
Son
about
las
that pride
secuelas.
factor. Is that something that's instilled in boot camp, or is that something you bring with you?
I think it comes out of the culture of the Army, like I said.
Right.
Yeah.
Where I remember there was a time where, and it had some pros and cons to it. So like our leadership was big on resilience and being mentally tough, you know, all that Army stuff. But there was a time where I remember everyone was like, I think getting the flu, and like it was getting to a point where some people were throwing up mid PT, and then
PT's like exercise in the morning, like
Physical training?
Yeah, physical training.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry, let me know if you sometimes I just naturally use terms.
Yeah.
And I'm like I forget.
That's fine.
Only I know what that is. It was getting to a point where people were throwing up, and someone from leadership said, "Sounds like you guys need to drink more water," kind of
Wow.
jokingly, but
Got it.
like that was the attitude around going to the medical center, because at any given time our unit could be so low on staff that it's just like it's a big hit to
Right.
lose one single person for the mission.
So let me ask you this, guys. Before going in, what was your mindset?
Well, yes,
Throughout-
I would like to know that. Yes, I
Yeah,
would too like to
we're
know
gonna
that.
get into the juicy stuff, right? Because we went
Yes.
through the whole, I guess, like the cons, right? I would love to get into the pros and the good times and the good memories, and you know.
Well, most of them don't sound like they weren't too good of
No,
memories.
I guess because
of
we're
the-
talking about the cons, right? But I'm pretty sure you had a lot of, you know. I remember I would look at a Snapchat and he's playing basketball. You know,
Yeah.
you guys like had like a little basketball thing going on right there, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, I'll let you talk on your behalf, you know. But for me, I had a lot of good stuff. Like, fun. Going into it, I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
It's the first time I'm doing something completely new, but I don't know, man. Like it's really hard in the beginning.
Did you think it was just going to be all fun?
I honestly,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was.
That's cool.
I thought like, but I thought it was gonna be like in movies, like where they're yelling
Right.
at you, and I was like, but I could take that, like
Right. My dad yells at me
my
all the
dad
time.
and my mom, like, I could do it,
You got nothing on my dad.
Especially his mama.
Yeah. Shout out my mom. These guys aren't gonna be hitting me with no chancla,
I know,
So
right?
yeah, I'll be good. A little yelling, yeah, I'll be alright. But
First requirement, no chanclas.
Yeah. I had no idea what to expect. Nothing. I get into boot camp, and people are over here yelling at you, like, do this, do that, get down, push up. It was crazy, But I loved it. Like it was like an adrenaline rush. Like it's crazy, like because you have to do what they're telling you to do. Like what am I gonna do? Peace out. Don't want to do it. Like no, come on, So I'm scared. The adrenaline's rushing. It's like, okay, let's do this, And then as boot camp goes on, you start meeting people, and it becomes like repetitive, You know what you're doing every day, Just don't mess up, Everybody don't mess up, And I don't know. It was fun. I loved that. I loved it. Boot camp was fun. It was pretty cool. And then I think after boot camps when I met him with AOC.
Yeah.
AOC.
What's funny is I was thinking about AOC and I couldn't. It took me like about an hour to try to remember what that stood for.
I don't remember what it stands for now. It just was AOC.
Because I was wondering if this might come up. So we met at AOC, I think, right?
Yeah,
And
no, that's where we met. Yeah.
it stands for Airborne Orientation Course. So it's one of
It's like a month long.
Yeah, it's like it's one of the pre-training things that you have to go through as a parachute rigger, where they prepare you to pass airborne school, because airborne school has kind of like not a high success rate. So they give parachute riggers, because it's critical to our job to go through that
you have to
school.
be airborne qualified to be a rigger.
Got it.
So we get to AOC. AOC was. I mean, to me, I thought AOC was fun. I liked it.
It was kind of like a mini vacation in the
Yeah,
middle of
yeah,
our
yeah.
training. I remember at one point we had a pizza party, and then
Oh,
we
okay.
watched. I think we watched
I think we should have gone.
the
Damn it.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And then right after AOC, we went airborne school together. Right,
Yeah.
airborne school. I loved airborne school. Outside of the training is like the first time you get freedom. You get to go out, you get to explore. I mean, obviously you get like curfews and stuff like that, but
Right.
we could go off base. We could go to the mall. We could, and then
Damn.
this is my first actual job. So boot camp, AOC, not spending any money, not doing anything. And then boom, here comes around airborne school. You're looking at your account, you're like, shit, like this is pretty cool. I go buy myself some nice clothes, and after that we get to AIT, right? It's AIT right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
AIT, which is like the training for your job. It was 16 weeks. 17 weeks, something like that. And then that gets you ready for your actual job. And I love AIT as well too, it was obviously your training, but it's not as chaotic, I would say. It's a little more controlled, a little more calm.
Mm-hmm.
After that, towards like the last weeks, everybody's getting their duty stations or where they're going to be headed off to. Some people Germany, some people North Carolina, Georgia, Florida,
Damn.
And everybody's looking at the list
Hawaii,
like, oh, dude, no, there were talks about
Tahiti.
Hawaii, and that's the only way I was gonna stay in, but it never happened.
That's where I really want to go. Hawaii or Italy, those are like the dream, or Japan. I think.
Did they have Hawaii? Because I remember when I was in, there were talks of like them starting an actual duty station there, and it was already getting close to me. Like, am I gonna re-enlist? Am I gonna get out?
Like there wasn't airborne there.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was going to be. There was like, I remember my first sergeant was telling me like there might be, there might not. They're in the talks right now. And if Hawaii had came as an option, I definitely would have gone.
Was there any wars going on when you guys were like graduating or while you were serving?
So like I think around the time that we would have joined is when the conflict with ISIS was really picking up in the news.
I
Not
told you. Just behave.
Yeah.
The whole U.S. military
ISIS.
went to war with ISIS.
Yeah.
Ace is always starting something.
I always starting something.
Yeah, it was around that time. By the time I got to Afghanistan, we were in kind of like a transitionary era where the military, I guess the government had some foresight that they were going to pull out of Afghanistan. And so we were in a transitionary period where we were training the Afghan National Army to, and I looked this up, I can talk about this now.
Okay.
It's on the internet. We're basically transitioning the Afghan National Army to take over, so we could pull out of the war on terror.
Right.
That
That didn't work out that great, did it?
Yeah.
Poor guys.
They make a distinction between wartime and peacetime in America. And then some people would argue that America's always technically in war, even if it's not like technically wartime. There's conflict. There's some combat going on around the world that you might not hear about in the news.
Can I ask you something? So did you ever, when you were in, did you ever want to get deployed? Was that something that you guys talked about?
Yeah, and I was like, I really did want to get deployed.
Yeah, me too.
'Cause like I
I
said,
thought I was
like,
the only crazy one. I would ask, can I go? Can I go? Yeah.
I think a lot of people do because it's like it's
As a
kind of like
parent,
a
I was
badge
like,
of honor.
please don't let him go. Please don't let him go.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, you
Exactly.
practice.
What he said is
You
that
train
honor.
for that. You train it, so
I
you
wanted
want
to like so bad, and I
It's
did
like-
everything. I excelled in like every department you could think of within my unit to try to get that because we were we had the Rangers, right, and a lot of times we would attach to them because the unit I was in was non-deployable. I don't know if you knew that. But
Fort Benning, yeah.
Fort Benning. Well, it's not Fort Benning anymore either. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, no way.
It's Fort Moore, right? I don't know
Oh,
if you
they
can fact
are-
check.
I did hear about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's a whole nother. But it's at the time Fort Benning and the unit I was in was non-deployable. So what that means is no matter what happens, no matter what crazy wars, they can't deploy there.
Yeah.
That's because it's an airborne school and it's for the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force. You know,
You guys
obviously
have
the Army.
a hard job over
Yeah,
there.
we have we had four armies. We had
Takes every
Mexican
person
Army.
you
We
can
have if you look on the thing right there, we had the German wings. We had German army. We had everybody. I jumped with I don't know if you got foreign wings too, right? I'm pretty sure.
No, I didn't.
No, never.
No, I
Oh.
think there was an opportunity for me in Afghanistan. You just like basically have to do
Yeah, you have to do a jump in
a
their
jump
commands.
with another.
Yeah. So they were
I didn't
like
get to
giving
do
all
that.
the directions and German. I didn't understand anything they were saying, but I'm just following the guy in front of me, hooking up, getting ready, and that's how you earn like they're called foreign wings. So you could get different types of wings depending on what country you jump with. But at Fort Benning, that's how it was. Like you had everybody from within like the whole military, at that one school. So that one school shuts down. It shuts down for everybody. For all
So no more
branches of the
airborne.
military. Yeah, no more. I mean, well, temporarily, obviously they would probably restart it again, but we're training. Like even during war, you're always training, to keep going. It's like a production line. The more you get in, the more you push out, the more you have.
So you really wanted to go? You were like, I didn't throw up on myself for nothing. I'm gonna go to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
See, and I think that's the thing. See, and that's the one thing we don't fully appreciate, right? Every soldier, or at least I should say a high percent of soldiers, they come into the effect. They wanna get deployed,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we as parents don't want to see them deployed, and we want to see them back home soon, and as soon as possible, the better. But I mean, you guys actually, like you said, they train for this. You guys train for something, and every soldier that I've had the honor of speaking to says the same thing. I wanted to be deployed. And the ones that got deployed, they're like, I'm glad I got deployed. I'm like, but at no point in time did it ever cross your mind to say, hell no, I don't want to get deployed. I want to stay safe in my little safety net.
Oh, hell no.
No.
It's like a boxer practicing,
Yeah,
practicing and saying, no, never mind.
I
don't like how they hit.
I had
Hurts too much.
Yeah, I had people like that in my unit. Well, not people. There's one particular person that joined, and he said, "I'll join for the benefits." And we would always bash
Nice.
this one individual because I don't want to. I don't know how I felt
Don't
about
say
it at the
names.
time.
Don't say names.
I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say
We're
his
gonna
name.
burn him.
But he would always say like, yeah, if we get deployed, like I hope I don't because I can never shoot nobody. And we'd always ask him like, what if something's going on, and you need to like rescue somebody or something's going on and you need to take a shot.
Right.
I'll never do it. I can't. Like like.
Dang,
and it
you
wasn't
can't
even-
count on that person.
You can't count on him. It wasn't even for religious purposes.
Right.
For like beliefs. It was just I don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. And I was like, are you for real? Like you never would? Heck no, I never will. That's why don't ever go me. And it's.
Yeah, you
I
can't
don't
have
know.
it.
Like,
We're leaving this one behind.
yeah, no, and the way
Should've went his
he was
leg.
like the black sheep, and like the way everybody saw him was just.
You're in Hicks all rich, bro.
He's the first one that gets shot.
People join for a lot of different reasons, and then there's definitely this like running joke of like a certain type of soldier that joins just so they could get a Hellcat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, I can imagine there's always individuals that are gonna join just to get the benefits.
Mi hijo juega ajedrez en torneos
Yeah.
y una vez compitió contra un Marine
Yeah.
o sí era un Marine
Yeah.
y después que terminaron pues el chico le ganó a mi hijo, obvio, ¿verdad? Y después le está enseñando lo que sí, él está enseñando videos cuando están metiendo los misiles como que disparan.
Yeah.
Ya, de hecho se graban y están. Y mi hijo así como que, pues gracias por tu servicio, gracias por mantenernos seguros.
Yeah.
Es increíble, de veras.
See?
Muchas gracias.
You know, the level of, you know, like again, it goes, it's all a sacrifice at the end of the day.
No, pero como a este
Yeah.
chico le encanta lo que hace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Le
I think-
encanta, o sea, es como que le apasiona
Yeah.
estar allá en guerra y así.
See, and there is those
The
individuals,
service.
right? There is those individuals that are like, they're war ready. I think
Sí.
they're born ready to
Oh,
go to
como
war.
este
They want to
chico.
fight every single time. They're like, don't bring me back. Deploy me 4 times, please.
Yeah.
And when I get back, deploy me again. You know,
Yeah.
it's like they don't want to come back. And I knew one individual that I think he ended up getting. He was involved in, I guess, various conflicts. He was special forces. You know, someone I got to meet him. But the reason why they not let him go from the military, but the reason why I guess they forced him out was because he got hurt. So like he messed up one of his legs like really bad to a point where he couldn't go. There's no way he'd go back to you know to fighting. So they're like, okay, if that's the excuse, get the fuck out. You know?
Right.
But it's like these individuals just don't want to stop. They love what they do, and that's commendable. That
The
is
movie Hurt
commendable.
Locker is about just that. I don't know if you have you guys
Yeah.
ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this guy, he's like,
Right.
I think the movie starts off with a quote. It's like a war is a drug, and then that's what
He's
his
addicted to
character is.
Se
Addicted to-
adicta, ¿no? Se adicta.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Como una adicción.
I think that's true because look, when I was in, I didn't want to get out.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, I don't want to get out. Like this is.
Ay,
I could do
querías,
this.
quería ir, ¿no?
I
De
could
que,
do,
o
yeah,
sea,
I could do this forever, you know. But you miss birthdays, you know. You miss weddings, you miss funerals, you know. I had a little brother at the time, you know, and you miss him growing up. You know, he was in football. You miss his football. You miss everything. You know, you're dedicating this whole new life to this career, and then that starts, you know, you start questioning yourself, like, why am I doing this? Like, you know, I feel like I'm selfish, you know, and then. A lot of times you get really lonely. I don't know if you ever felt that way, but there's some days, man, you feel like the loneliest person in the whole world, you know, because your friends aren't there. You know, they start going to different duty stations, you know, and you don't have your family there. It's just, and I have a big family, you know, really, really big family, and I've always been really, really close to them. So that made it really hard. I always tell people if my family was there and they were living like with me, or I was able to bring them or do that job here in California, I would do it forever. Like I love it. Even when I got out, I started like he said, like in the beginning, like you start trying to find your purpose or what you want to do or like work wise, and nothing clicked, and I tried getting back in, but ultimately I didn't do that, and you know I went to school, and yeah, it was crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the chat right there, see what's going on. Right now, Stephanie
We got a
Mireles.
question. Oh, from your sister.
Yeah.
So
She started-
what made you decide?
Are those roses or what are they? I can't see that far.
I think they're
On top of the
confetti
little,
blasters.
there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Lemony Fresh News, always thank you for
Yeah,
being on.
Lemony Fresh.
You know,
That's a good question, Steph. What made you decide the Army? Do you know what made you decide the Army? 'Cause I know what made me decide the
What
Army.
made me decide the Army was a show called The Unit. It was-
wow.
the unit.
Really?
You know, it's
From a
funny.
show?
You'd be surprised how many people are in the Army, and they're there because they're like, yeah, I grew up watching movies and playing
Right.
Call of Duty.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I was one of those people, as cringe as it sounds.
Right.
I was watching the show called The Unit, and I was like, I want to do that. What unit are they in? Or what part of the military are they in?
Yeah.
It's about this special operations group in the Army. And I was like, okay, I have to join the Army to do that. And then I got to the Army, and then I didn't do anything of in the show.
I remember Full Metal
False
Jacket.
adverts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually tried to join. I got disqualified after a year though.
Why?
Bunion. I have a bunion in my foot. I was going to Marines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so
like
you see
Full Metal
flaps
Jacket,
and
though,
everything,
I
Kurt.
think you
But
got
still, I
it.
ran all those.
I was
Yeah.
I was a rebel in high school, right? So we got hit up by, you know how they have the recruiters up in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the Marines recruiting me up, and I'm actually going to school far away from my house. I live in at that time I'm living in like the Bell Gardens Downey area. I go to school in Van Nuys, which is like a world away for all those who know Los Angeles, right?
Oh, yeah, that's very hard.
So I'm in Van Nuys. These recruiters are actively looking for me
Sí.
in the school.
Me
How in the
imagino cuál
hell
es.
do they come to my house in Bell Gardens? Right?
Wow.
And they're freaking knocking on my door at like 7 o'clock. I'm all like, if it's and we're not talking about just like once. We're talking about constantly doing this. I'm 17 at that time. No, I'm not 17. How old am I? I was younger than that.
Oh,
So I am
okay.
young.
You're
no,
like 17.
Could have been. But I'm young because I talked to them when I was in
17 's
school.
young.
I know I was a sophomore, as a matter of fact. And when I talked to them, So they were hitting me up, and then
16?
they found out that my sister, you know, who my sister was, and that she lived there, and she was about the age as well. So now they're actively pursuing both of us.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yes. So I'm like,
convinced they get a commission.
if it's
Yeah.
that bad,
That's why it kept you so long.
No, right
in the
now that
MEPS
I haven't even
program.
joined, I could only imagine when I joined. You know, so I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm not. I ended up doing some knucklehead stuff afterwards, but I'm like, I'm not joining. It probably was one of the worst mistakes that I could have made.
Necesitabas
You know,
esa
I-
disciplina.
Yeah,
Wow.
I should have joined, and that's one of the. I don't regret many things in life, but I do regret not having that experience because it seems like that experience is a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Added, right?
A tough
Yes,
one,
a lot of
though.
sacrifice, a lot of toughness that goes into it.
Yeah.
But it is an amazing experience for those who get to
Definitely.
live it or are lucky enough to have lived it.
Yeah.
You know what? You said you did some knucklehead stuff after. I think a lot of people do knucklehead stuff even if they join, which I did. You hear about people getting in trouble in the army, and
Yeah.
I'm glad. I think no matter where you go or what you do, I think everyone has to grow up throughout their 20s. Like you do some
Right.
growing up
Yeah.
in your adolescence, but then from 18 onwards is a different type of growing up. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. That's
I
the
agree.
mindset that you have.
Yeah.
Going through it. You know.
See-
But Anthony, I'm sorry.
Okay, go
I was
ahead.
gonna ask Anthony what made you decide the army.
So I was gonna do the Marines. I was gonna join the Marines
Right.
first, right? I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I want to talk to a recruiter, and everything went well. And then I started asking like, hey, so what? Like, can I choose my job? And I guess the way Marines work is they choose the job for you, right? And I had a friend that I don't remember what he did, but he didn't like what he did.
Depending on your score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they choose like for you, so you could be. If we all want to go join the Marines, we're like, we need cooks. You're gonna be a
Right.
cook. We need
What?
Shoe shiner.
whatever we need. Like they choose your jobs for you, so you have no say. You
Right.
know? Like, I could be doing something that I do not like. I'm a
Yeah.
cook in the
Yeah.
Marine. Like I don't want to do that. I don't like cooking. Like what am I gonna? No, thank you.
You're like, what the hell's cooking this food? Give me
Yeah, no.
diarrhea
So
every day.
that was already like, okay, I'm not doing this. And I want to go talk
Right.
to. And then my uncle always tell me, join the army, man. Join the army. Join the army. Join the army. And I was like, you know what? Let me see. So when they came and they came and talked to me about that, or they came and left the card, I was like, okay, this is a sign. Like this definitely has to be the army. And I went. And the whole story of, oh, what do you want to do? Truck driver, switched to, a rigger, and yeah,
Switch
everything
to
was.
a heart
But are you
attack
a
for the
good
parents.
swimmer?
All right.
Huh?
Are you a good swimmer?
A good swimmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm a great swimmer.
I'm a horrible swimmer. That's why I didn't join the Navy.
Wait, but so how'd you do the like the water jumps and stuff like that?
You know what? I don't think I ever did a water jump. I think it came up.
He
a
called in
couple
sick.
times.
No.
Yeah. No, like,
No, I would do. Did you like jumping?
My stomach.
What's up?
Did you like jumping?
no, I hated it.
I hated it too. I was
I
like
hate
every
it.
time I was scared. Every single time I was scared. And then this gonna be
Well, I'm glad we have something in common. I was here for you.
roller coasters. I love them. I could do it every day. But jumping out of planes is you would have to do it to understand what I'm saying. Like and this is especially what I did because I worked at What I did malfunctions for a long time. So I would see airborne student, like 500 students jump every day, like 2 times, 3 times, So you do the math, you're seeing thousands of people jump. Things bound to go wrong, You see people
Right.
break
Yeah.
their back, break their legs, I have like some
damn.
crazy, like gruesome stories that I can tell you guys like off air, But
Oh, dang.
yeah, like it was insane. So for me, that traumatized me, Like I was like, dude, what if that happens to me? Like, what if this happens to me? What if that happens to me?
The what
And then
ifs.
I had a really, really bad jump where there's 5 of us. We were testing a new parachute, and they attached like
Oh,
this
shit.
machine to
Oh,
me.
how scary.
Yeah. They said no pulling.
We don't know if it works, but
Yeah, no,
you're jumping.
you couldn't pull your brakes. You couldn't steer. You just had to let the parachute take you. They wanted to see how fast you fall, what direction you fall.
Wow.
And that day we
Put a
jumped.
dummy on.
You're just the lab rat for this parachute that's
Yeah,
never been
yeah,
jumped.
yeah, so-
we don't know if you're gonna live, but
We don't even know if it's
just
gonna open.
Go ahead and try it.
Yeah,
Is that a sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen? Is that a sacrifice?
Yeah,
It definitely is.
Definitely.
No, but the crazy part was that when I jumped, right? You remember how they teach you to look, you look straight to see how fast you're falling. They tell you not to look at the ground because if you look at the ground, you're gonna reach, and if you reach for the ground, you break something,
Oh.
So you gotta land like
About that,
yeah. So you gotta land like flat, like footed, both feet together, and yeah, that jump I jumped. It was windy, right? Really, really. We weren't supposed to jump, but we had to. They wanted, to get the jump in. These people came from North Carolina. They didn't want to make them, waste the trip.
Oh,
So they pushed us out the plane. We jump. I'm coming in like so fast, so hard. I'm like, dude, I have to pull my brakes. Last minute I said I don't care. I pulled my brakes. That wasn't enough time. Like,
That's one of the things they said not to do, right?
yeah. So but it was I was coming in. It's like like I tell you, it was so hard that when I landed, it took all my air out. Right? Like,
Damn.
boom! I hit the floor. I'm like, I can't even breathe. And then I'm like, dude, I can't feel my legs. And then my
Damn.
an officer comes. He's like, "Are you alright?" I was like, "Dude," like the pride comes in. "Yeah, no, I'm good, sir, I'm good." You know, you throw your parachute in the bag, you're running. I was like, "Dude, my back hurts so bad, and it's so bad." I go to we call it sick hall, right? We go to sick hall. I get they evaluate me, whatever. And I don't know the proper, I guess, terminology, but something in my spine swelled up.
Oh, shoot.
So like I couldn't even move like side to side. I was like in physical therapy for like half a year. You know, it was pretty bad. You know, like it hurt like heck. You know, they gave me Percocet. You know, like to
sir,
to help like
parachute didn't work.
Yeah, no.
That shit don't work.
Yeah, that was a horrible jump. But like that, like you know, that's why I didn't like
it.
it.
Pull the brakes when they said
that's
no, I'm
another
just
thing.
kidding.
Yeah, I was already wasted. Imagine I didn't.
That's another thing. Be like, oh, by the way, we got a bunch of soldiers. We just test this shot on. See if it works.
Oh,
if
the
it doesn't,
peanut butter
it's
shot.
okay. And it's like, what in the world? What am I getting shot with? Oh, don't worry about it. It's gonna make you feel better.
Yeah, that's how it was when like boot camp. They have like the shots and they have on the needles they have like a little stopper, right? So it's like a little line. So just throw it away. Next one, next guy.
See,
next
that's
guy.
but that's
Next
crazy.
guy.
That's
But I mean,
crazy. And you have
gotta
no
be-
say. You have no say what they put in your body. You have no say what they do. You have no say. And that's the part that to me is like that's the part that gets crazy to me, right?
You're government property.
Yeah.
You know you can't even get like a tattoo without like asking for permission. Like you're supposed to, because it's damaging government property.
When we first got
You're like
I
you're
think-
getting sent to jail for vandalism.
I think Artist got more lenient on tattoos now.
Where now?
Yeah, I don't.
Or like
I've
when
been
we were
keeping up with the memos.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know now because now you don't even have to shave. I've seen like back
Yeah,
then,
like-
they didn't care, and now you get like little patches for like participating and boot camp and stuff like that. I don't
Wow.
know. When I was in, it was pretty crazy. I wouldn't say it was the craziest, because maybe I was already getting a little more lenient compared to like a lot of people that I talked to that came before me.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty crazy. There's like a lot of like the unit that I got into, like an initiation was. They would get you. They would tie you up to a chair, right? They would tie you up to like tape you to a chair. They would hang you to like the parachute tower,
hazy.
and they'd pick you up a little bit, right? So you'd be like hanging in this chair for like an hour, maybe not. It feels like an hour though.
Yeah.
But you're hanging there, and now they're not allowed to do that. You could get in trouble for that. You could get kicked out of the military for that hazing. Yeah. You got NCOs.
You might hurt his feelings.
Yeah, NCOs throwing off their coat. I had an NCO. I won't say who he is, but he was crazy. I love him to death. He was crazy though. Like if you were acting crazy or you thought you were tough, because you get a lot of people that come in and they bring their neighborhood, or what they were before the military
Right.
to the station. So you got people like, yo, I'm from the Bronx, and blah blah this, blah blah that, or I'm from Compton, or I'm from. Who cares, bro? Like, and this dude was a boxer for the army, so that sure he say something about this dude. He was swole, huge dude. Like, he was a Puerto Rican dude from the Bronx himself, and he would always tell everybody like, oh, you're tough here. Let's throw this jacket off and let's go to the tower and see how tough you are. Nobody ever squared up with this guy ever. I wouldn't. He was my best friend,
Army
but-
box. What's funny is I just recently found out that was like an actual MOS, like an army
Yeah.
boxer.
Yeah.
That's
Damn,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you for the military? I'm a freaking army
Fighter.
boxer.
Yeah.
I box for a
That's
living.
my job.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
crazy.
knock
I
kids
chose the
out.
wrong job.
Knockouts.
But they have everything. They have like soccer, right?
Yeah. I
They
remember
have
I
like
was going
soccer
through the
team.
brochure and one of them was like a guitar player or something. I was like, oh shoot, that's.
Yeah,
that's
they have
what
like
I thought.
they have like their own little band or whatever,
Yeah.
and
Before we forget,
yeah.
I know you told us from the get-go that you want to show off your shirt.
Oh,
they
yes.
said something.
There's nothing there, but I know you want to show it
We
off.
love Disney.
Yes.
Sophie.
All right.
That's
So,
what
so,
she's watching.
so give us a reason why you want to show off that
Yes.
shirt.
My daughter requested that I wear this shirt.
Aw.
She wanted to see that it says
For Sophie.
What does it say? Just an ordinary demi-dad. So if everybody watched
That's right.
Moana, it's demigod. Moana, it's Moana reference.
There you go.
All right.
To the
Yeah.
princess, to the princess of the podcast, Sophie.
Awesome.
We love you, Sophie.
Bang, 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 bang.
Shout out.
You better be watching, Sophie.
All
Hopefully
right.
she is. I think she will. I think she is watching.
And if you're watching, we love you.
Yeah. She's like,
Quick
"You're-
question here
you're
from
gonna-
Jason. How long were you guys away without seeing family?
That's a great question. I think it varies, with everybody, but I went like a half a year one time.
Half a
not
year?
seeing. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think that was around Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving? Yeah, like I hadn't seen my family for a while, and then my sister was in Virginia at the time in school for school, so we both agreed to go to Florida. We spent our Thanksgiving in Florida. We didn't come home for the holidays. I didn't want to use my vacation time, so I think that like time it was like almost half a year. It was a long time.
I think the difficulty for us is we were on the like kind of towards the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I had this friend that we were stationed about 40 minutes from where his family's from.
Oh,
so he would
man.
go home every weekend. For us, it's like, you know, do you want to
Spend $500 to go
go
home.
home?
It's like, Jesus. Nah,
Right.
no.
I love you, Mom, but you
But phone call is
also,
good enough.
You don't get paid that
No.
much in the military.
But here's that one, right? And I mean, obviously, you both went through it. That period of time when there was no communication, it was just through freaking letters.
Oh, that was boot camp. Like, yeah,
that was
letters.
that was still the painful shit. That was like the beginning of it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that was like hard.
you don't know what the hell's going on with your kids. You just know that somebody has them. And
I didn't even know how to
pray-
send a letter.
And you just pray to God that they're doing something to them. You know what I mean?
Did you get a phone call from Anthony like when he first got there?
What was the phone call like?
There's
No, I don't
like
think-
do you remember the first phone call you get to
Wait,
your family?
Where'd you go?
I
for boot
went
camp?
to Fort Benning.
Oh yeah, okay. So you were
probably-
right there in the same spot. 'Cause it was like all men. It was like
He
a
probably
only
he
men
probably-
right there, right?
He probably
Yeah.
called it. He probably called his mom. It's all right. He probably called
Yeah, I
his mom.
probably did. Like then I probably called my mom.
And then she called my ass, be like, "Oh, he called. He's there already.
No,
He's
but
okay."
they literally give you 5 seconds. They tell you what to say, and then you have to hang up. And it's like, okay, Mom, I'm here. I'm safe. Boom, you gotta
Oh,
hang
wow.
up.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
they-
it.
they
You
take
don't
your
get
phones
to-
away.
Claro, tiene que ser
Damn.
la mamá.
I didn't get that call because I would have been like, "Well, let me dial back. What in the world?"
Es la mamá.
Yeah, most likely be like,
Prioridad.
"Mom, here, love you, bye."
Yeah.
Ella lo
God
tuvo.
damn. Damn, I know she told me. Yeah, you know what? As a matter of fact, I think she did tell me, like, "Oh, you know, he's there already." So he probably called her. It's all
Yeah.
right.
No, but overall everything was great. I loved it. There's like 1,000 stories. Like, you know, like literally a whole book of it. You know, video. Like it's just some of the best years of my life for
Yeah.
sure.
Wow.
What other question is there?
Natalie, you're
Proud of you, Daddy.
proud of you, Daddy.
What happened?
Oh.
Natalie.
What did you say?
She said, proud of you,
Daddy.
Daddy. So yeah.
Yes,
My girls.
You should be in the beautiful ones. Yeah, no, but it is, and this is where again, you know what I mean. This is the I guess the fun side of it, the joyful side of it, and while there is that level of joy, there's also a very dark side that we can never overlook. We can never not see. We can never ignore. Just because a soldier comes back and tells you, you know what. I build a bond. I build a brotherhood. I build, I have new brothers. This experience has been great for me. We cannot forget about the dark side of it.
Right.
The side of the ones that didn't come with that, the ones that came with PTSD, the ones that are still going through a lot. I mean, I'm honestly very happy to know that you guys are doing great, and that's that to me is very joyful.
Yes.
But I mean,
So respects.
I just want everybody who's watching, everybody who continues watching this, just understand that this is not something we could ignore. This is not something we could, just bypass.
Tenemos que apreciarlo.
Yes,
Right.
we have to.
Yeah.
We have to look into as individuals. I guess as individuals, as Americans, as individuals, we have to look at how can each of us make a change. How can each of us make a difference for these individuals. Don't ignore them when you're out there. Listen to them. I mean, they wore these uniforms. You know what I mean, out there to protect us.
Yes.
Gave up everything. They're sharing some of the great stories and sharing some of the stuff they had to go through. But there's still so many stories out there that haven't gotten shared. So many stories that will never get shared. So many stories of individuals that are currently going through hell.
Yeah.
Trying to deal with stuff. Some that
That was my friend.
yes,
Dylan,
some-
love him to death. I don't have him on my bracelet. I have to update this bracelet like every year because it gets scratches and stuff like that. But he was one that came out with all those problems, demons, and eventually ended up winning. But
Right.
yeah, that's that. That's
and
I strongly agree with that.
Yeah, and I think to the families.
But
too.
there's help too. Like
And
if
there
everybody's
is.
watching this, there's help. I used to be a trucking instructor, and we had this individual that was homeless. He was a veteran. He was homeless. I don't know what organization it was. There's a lot of organizations, right? Like a lot. And they found him. They put him through school and they housed him. But
Nice.
like I said, a lot of people don't know this. I didn't know about a lot of these programs until I started getting out and I started networking with people and they're like, hey, have you done this? No.
Wow.
Hey, you gotta sign up for this. Do you have kids? Like, yeah, I have one. I have a daughter. I have a daughter that's on the way. At that time, she wasn't born yet. Oh, you should do this because you're gonna be able to put her to school. It's California vet program. I didn't know about that. I was like, what the heck? Like, they don't teach you these things. You don't know these things, you know. And then I'm pretty sure they're not gonna market them, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm pretty sure I don't want to speak for them, like if they're losing money or something like that. But there's a lot of there's a lot of programs out there that can help you, you know, a lot. Like,
Pero sí deberían de como informarles, ¿no?
yeah.
Yeah.
De todos esos programas,
Sure.
porque
There has to be a way.
varios salen con secuelas y así.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, guys.
Maybe that might be something as civilians that we could be doing, you know.
Yes, because I mean,
trying to put out those
yes,
services.
because if there's programs out there that you know the veterans don't know about, if there's programs out there that you know that you know about as a viewer, that you know
Right.
that is out there for the veterans, it's our duty and our job to ensure that they find out, that they know, that they have resources. Because like you guys said earlier, you know, sometimes going to the VA becomes a pain because of the bureaucracy, because of, you know, all these different things that come into play that makes it difficult for you to qualify for certain things. But that doesn't mean there's not other organizations that are helping, other organizations that are making a difference. Guys, we need to start, right, making our rounds in that. We need to start helping out these individuals.
Yes.
We need to start making a
Yeah.
change. Like, essentially.
Informarles,
Yeah.
a investigar.
Yeah,
Yes.
they already did all the hard work, doing the training and going out there and fighting for us. We, as a family, friends, should take a little bit of time and find that information for them.
Yes.
For
I agree.
for the people that are doing this for us, that are fighting for our freedom.
Por agradecimiento hacia
We,
ellos.
how long would it take us? You know?
If there's any message that I could submit to any veteran audience members that might watch this podcast, is that it might take a little bit of going out of your way and
Right.
some extra work, but like you said, a lot of the resources that are available to you after you get out are not. They give you a class when you get out on how to navigate after the military, but there's, like you said, there's a lot of third-party organizations not affiliated with directly affiliated with the government that they don't advertise, like you said.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit of work, but I encourage anybody to go out and find those resources,
Right.
because there, like you said, there is help out there. Amongst veterans, I think we do a good job of, when we find something out, we share it with each other.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard about this 3M class action with the.
Oh, the earplugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something I didn't know about until, like, I was working as a behavioral technician, and I would go to families' houses. One of the families that I went to, the father was a veteran, and he told me about it, and I was like, oh, okay, let me check it out. So I haven't been able to get disability through the VA, but I did, do that.
Yeah, and it takes more than once, like I've gone for things and denied, like I said earlier, and eventually you get approved, and a lot of this stuff you'll have it for the rest of your life, and you'll be set, you'll get a check for the rest of your life, and
the benefits.
Yeah,
you deserve.
the benefits, just like you said, you gotta do your homework, research, you gotta do like some
Friends and
networking as
family
well,
should be
friends and
helping.
family.
Yeah.
But us as civilians, because see, there's a lot of veterans out there that come back and they don't have the patience, nor do they have the to be able to do this.
Para eso estamos las familias.
Yes, we need to start
To support
making that,
them.
helping them, make the change, help them do this. I mean, it doesn't take much of you to help them.
That's
They
right.
already did. They sacrificed whether
They
1
did the
year,
hard
3
work,
years, 4
yeah.
years, 10, 20 years for you. The least you could do is give them a little bit of time. Don't
Yes.
ignore them. Don't
Invest
ignore them
into
because
them. Invest into them.
help them, guys. And this, I mean, tomorrow's Veterans Day. Tomorrow we honor all the veterans.
Lo
you know what I mean?
celebramos mañana,
Yes.
chicos.
Thank you. We
Yeah,
celebrate
not today.
yes, we celebrate it to the fullest, but this is a day we cannot forget, because the reason why this podcast is in the air, the reason why you guys are here, the reason why we get to talk shit, the reason why we get to do all this,
Right.
is because of individuals like
La
you two.
seguridad
Yeah.
que nos
Yes.
brindan
Freedom of
todos ustedes.
speech. Freedom of speech.
For all those who have served, who are with us, who aren't with us anymore, we owe you. We owe you pretty much every all the freedom. The freedom
La
that we have
libertad que
is because of
tenemos.
you. And that's the reason why we need to be more active when it comes to this. We need to stop focusing on dumb shit, and we need to start really getting into what matters. What matters? Veterans matter. Veterans make
Absolutely.
a difference. Veterans that helped us. Veterans are the ones that have afforded us this freedom. We need to make a change ourselves to try to better that.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes, I know the hours pass
Thank
so
you.
fast.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Before we cut, can I just
Yes.
say one last
No,
thing?
Yes, absolutely. Go
I
for
want
it.
you guys to say there's. I mean,
Es
obviously,
todo
before we go
tuyo.
here,
Puedes
say
decir lo
say
que
say
quieras.
give a message.
Last thing, right? If anybody's watching this and they need somebody to talk to, Instagram Anthony_Mireles7. That's my Instagram tag. I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to tag it.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
Right? Any questions? Anything I can help with? I'm always willing to help, and whatever it could be, whatever
That's
any
awesome.
situation. And then number two, I encourage everybody to. I would say join, or at least think about it, because it could definitely change your life. We talked about all the cons and the negative, side of it, but there's a lot of positive. Like I said, I loved it. It's like one of the highlights of my life, and I would do it again and again and again and again in every lifetime. So I mean, always take that in consideration. Or if you know somebody, that they're lost, they feel they have no purpose, like my uncle did to me. Maybe you could reach out and put that as an option in their life, and who knows, who knows what could happen,
Amen. What about you? Any message you have for everybody out there?
Have a happy Veterans Day. I'm gonna go to Applebee's, B-Dubs. Where else can you go? BJ's. I don't know.
Probably Starbucks.
No,
I don't know.
you know-
Starbucks.
Hey, that Convidoya, hey, my friend's strong. It's a coworker I have. It's an insider, but
Do we have any other messages prior to leaving?
Right on.
Any good ice?
What's
Do you
that?
have any other questions? Any other comments prior?
Stephanie Mireles says, I still have letters from Anthony.
Oh,
Teary
the letters he
eyes.
sent over.
Yeah.
And then Jose Bedoya, my friend strong.
my friend's strong.
Right on.
Yeah. So this
Okay.
is definitely not even a bit of what we can do for veterans. It's
Yeah.
just the honor is beyond measures. The gratitude we have for you guys is beyond measure.
Yep.
I think
Thank you.
today and every
Yeah.
single day for the rest of our lives, we'll be grateful for everything that you guys sacrificed. For all those who who made the ultimate
Yeah.
sacrifice, we will
You
never
guys
forget
lift the
it.
bar. You guys lift
Yeah.
the bar.
Yeah,
and
we'll
and I
never
think
forget
that's
it.
one of the reasons why it's so hard for you to get out of the military, because
Yeah.
you guys lift the bar so high that when you get out, the bar is set so low here
For us, yeah,
for everyone else
Yeah.
that it's hard for you guys to bring the bar down to yourselves.
yeah.
So respects to you, gentlemen.
Appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Thank you guys for your support too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Thank
So,
you, guys.
so guys, if I could share anything with you guys, it'll probably be the fact that what I keep on saying, we need to continue continue being better for our veterans, being better for to helping them. Don't sit back and pretend that
It's our job.
that they're pretend that they're just because they're whether they be homeless or whatever, discard them as they gave
Yeah.
up so much for us. It's our turn to give back to them. But we got to make it happen. We got to start focusing on everywhere else in the world. We got to start focusing on our veterans first.
Amen. to
Once we take care of that, then we can focus on other things. But I think that is a priority that we need to do as a country. And if for any reason the government is not fulfilling that role, we need to fulfill it as Americans.
prayers.
You know what I mean?
Prayers for all the veterans.
Yes. So thank you very much to all the veterans. I know it's pre-veteran. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all your service, for all the ones who are with us, for all the
Amen.
ones who are not with us. We will never forget you. We love you. We are very grateful for you. And God bless you all. All right.
Amen.
Thank you, guys.
So thank you very much,
Gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
I know the hour flies by, and we wish it could be longer, but it's not. But thank you very much for joining the Alpha Dynasty Project. It is a pleasure having you here every single Monday. Can't wait for next Monday at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you tune in, and while you're at it, like, share, subscribe, continue helping us grow this podcast so we continue bringing you this fire content. It is your boy Mario along with Eddie Dorado, ECs,
Gracias.
and our amazing guests, Anthony and Steph.
All right.
Stephen, right?
Yeah.
All right. See, I got it
Right,
right.
Stephen.
Oh, yes, because we're used to calling him Lastimado. Well, thank you thank you very much, everybody, for watching. It's your
All
boy
right, guys.
Mario,
Have a
Alpha
blessed
Dynasty
night.
Project. We out!